we really, arguably it would be irresponsible for us to promote that time. So,
Right.
But that's a beautiful thing about the outdoors and getting on the water, man. Even a pandemic, you can still promote that. It's still healthy, it's still safe, it's still a good idea. Get out, get some fresh air, get some vitamin C, vitamin D, get all the vitamins.
And I love promoting this area because not everybody that's even from Houston even knows how much water's in Houston. I've traveled, not the 7 Seas, but a little bit. And I've got to say that most people, when I tell them I'm from Houston and then I'm in the water business, they don't get it. I don't understand how, they don't realize it's near the water. And that's okay for somebody that's not from Texas or Houston, whatever, that's fine. You love to you're excited to tell them about it because you get to do so many fun things on the water here. But it's the people from Houston that live in Bel Air, Woodlands, or somewhere, and that they really have never been to Kemah or Nassau Bay or Seabrook or any of these bars that only, or used to be, or one of the only floating barges on the whole state on the water that has tons of history, and just now one of the, huge outdoor concert venues that overlooks, the North
water,
Shore.
yeah.
And I mean, so much, cool things. I mean, so it's just, yeah, I got excited. I almost lost my train
that's a
of
good
thought
point,
there,
though.
but,
Really, part of our job is, and that's
Yeah.
what we're really, really embracing is promoting this specific area,
Mm-hmm.
We're promoting the lifestyle. We're promoting getting out on the water, embracing your waterfront community, no matter where you are. We're
Right.
embracing sailing and, motor surf and all the different things
Right,
you can do
yeah.
on the water. But we're
Which,
also...
who would have thunk a few years ago, prior to 2018, this being my fourth season now. 2018 doesn't sound like 4 years ago or whatever, but it's somehow the fourth season. I guess it's 3 years, but it's 4 seasons. It's wild how that
It's weird
works.
how that works, right, with
It's
math?
so, what the heck? But,
Carry
yeah.
the one.
But it is, yeah.
Right.
It's a trip, 4th season, man, with the fastest and lightest motorized surfboards in the world. You know?
Game changer.
Yeah.
But that is kind of a part of our...
That's how we met.
Right?
That's how we freaking met,
mean,
man.
I've told the story many times, dude. I was
So
Texas Outlaw Challenge was in one
got,
of the,
got me into showbiz, man. It got me on the mic, right here, dude. So
That's right. Good times. Yeah.
I was so honored to be on the show, and I remember being
Galactic Coast Power Hour.
which I was talking about
Dude,
earlier.
motorized
promoting,
surfboards. That's right up our alley. I mean, Galactic Coast,
that's right.
space and water. I mean, where space and water meets, home of human space flight, waterfront capital, Texas. So I'm watching this dude zip around on a motorized surfboard, which is pretty much the only thing that's like feels like it's, at the time, I guess it was 2018, like you said, that feels like that was what 2018, like in the future, back 20 years earlier.
Right.
Is a motorized surfboard, right? No waves. I mean, he's literally, it's like a
40 pounds, carbon fiber, 100cc, Formula Race engineer designed it. I mean, internal engine. It's just incredible, man.
A beautiful piece of art / functional watercraft.
That's right.
Ultra functional because you can carry it on a plane. You can.
I'm trying to get it into safety, man. I'm trying to, get this into safety, water patrols and Coast Guard and honestly, if you had blacked out, electric versions, the SEALs could use these. I mean, there's so many applications for these. It's incredible, honestly. It's been a heck of a ride, and I hope that this year is the biggest roller coaster of all. Man, I'm excited for what this year has to throw at me. And
hey, remind me once we get off the air to tell you about a couple of people that I've been working with that that ties into where you're going with that.
Sure.
But I want to don't want to drop any kind of brands right now. Although there is a really impressive Cabela's off the freeway.
Yes.
Right. And all right, I guess I'm dropping it now. So we sold the previous GM's house, and now we're the new GM's building one house. And so,
wow.
Yeah, so we'll have to.
That's so crazy, man, because I'm actually working with Cabela's, and the guy that is a big, not the GM, but he's actually ridden jet surf a bunch of times.
Well, this is the local GM, not the overall guy. You're probably,
it doesn't matter,
okay.
But the fact that we both know somebody there,
Right,
you sold a house to one and one jet surfed is a really good
I
opportunity.
guess technically sold 2 houses. Sold the one that moved away, and then he referred us because he had such a good time to the guy that took his spot.
Wow,
And he's
that's
bu-
great
he's
news,
building-
John. That
he's
brings
building-
a big smile to my face, man.
Actually,
they were
meant to
already-
mention
they were
that.
already,
I've thought about that before, but I didn't mean to go.
I've just got to get my presentation together, for them. So yeah.
Actually, just need to get him out on the board.
and then
That's all you
it's,
really need
it's
to
a
do.
meeting
Just
away.
experience it, right? Yeah.
Moto Surf Texas Cup brought to you by Cabela's.
Oh yeah.
First Moto Surf race in Texas.
Right.
No,
Boom.
we're trying to work with a few people. Escalante's, Planet Ford, Bentley Homes, Cabela's. There's a lot of high profile names out there. Hopefully, so we'll see.
Hey, and as you know, I rode into this to the spot right outside the parking lot into
Boom.
a Planet Ford purchased vehicle 15 years ago.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
Maybe 16.
I forgot about that,
16,
too. Yeah.
Actually, it might have been 2004 because it's a 2005 model. So you do the math, so it might have been 17 years ago.
Yeah. That's cool, man. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, that vehicle did me well. Actually, both of them. We bought two at the same time.
I like it.
Good times, Planet Ford.
Good times, man. Yeah, and I gotta say that's a beautiful dealership. Props to them. They've got a really, really cool visual out there, whatever you call it, statue, car turning with the globe, and yeah, I mean it's you definitely know. You're like, wow, that's a pretty substantial dealership when you drive by.
Right,
so
dude. I think they're one of the biggest.
they got a lot going on.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's cool.
yeah. No, that was.
Yeah,
They had the one vehicle I really wanted. Called the ad car back in the day, so that's why I drove out there. Past like 5 different Ford dealerships on the way there.
Wow. Yeah.
I'm
No, none of it matters.
Yeah,
I got to go to Planet Ford.
This is back. 15.
So I got to say, are we going to start recording our own commercials where we're like, Planet Ford brought to you by? Yeah? Is that how? I'm just kidding.
Oh, I tell you about my awesome experience at Planet Ford, which I think I just did. I mean, literally, I'm driving.
No, I'm not kidding,
I'm driving
guys.
I'm driving a car that I originally bought my wife more than 15 years ago, and it's still just trucking along. I mean, it's almost like I wanted to die. I wanted to die so I can get a new one, but it's not dead yet. So it saves me $400-$500 every month it runs, or 300 or.
You know who I almost met once? I almost met. He was actually running in Gulf Coast Marine. I was walking to my car from my shop at Endeavor Marina. Gulf Coast Marine took over the old West Marine suite for a little while right there off Nass Road 1.
Yeah.
And I saw Mr. Norman Freedy.
Oh yeah,
walk in,
yeah,
and what a legend!
right.
Gotta say, man. I mean, legend. So, I wish I had just had the cojones to just walk up and be like, "Mr. Freedy, Mr. Freed," like whatever. Like, how do you say it? I don't know. But of course you don't. You're just like, I think that's him. I'm pretty sure that's him. So
he's a good guy.
I was like within 10 feet of him. Not that he's some celebrity, but I think he's such a substantial character and well-known figure in the community, and he's been selling Chevys for 50 years, and in the Clear Lake area,
right there,
He's
literally
one of
heart
the
of Clear Lake, not even
only-
on the freeway. I mean,
Still, now I don't want to get sued for this or put, but I'm pretty sure he's he solely owns the dealership, type of situation.
No, I bet that's
this is
true.
not a national investor group. This is not a corporation or a publicly traded dealership.
Not part of the AutoNation network.
It's
or anything.
Norman
Yeah,
Freed.
yeah.
He runs the show and he has the whole time, and he's got an awesome team,
Awesome
and he's
team.
a respected
Joan,
guy.
Joan and the whole crew over there. Yeah.
Wow. So yeah, man, props to him. So that, anyways, and obviously,
and he's a Clear Lake.
how does that tie to the water,
Clear Lake
guys?
resident.
He was buying a boat or getting his boat
Right.
fixed at Gulf Coast Marine. So yeah, so maybe they'll, hey, throwing him a bone,
Literally, actually, one of the true treasures and legends of the area. No, you're right.
For sure.
We've lost a lot of them, but he's still around, man.
Right. When you put your name on a dealership, somehow you're going to go down in history, in at least in your town.
Yeah, well, and then when you last for 50 years, that makes
I
it all
keep
the,
in history.
Yeah.
No, but 50 years I think is the key. I think that's the key.
Norman Freedy, yeah.
I'll say this, and it's a damn shame to say, because as we've mentioned, this canal, it is located on the water, but Franca's Italian food.
Oh, yeah.
50 years, as John just said.
It's available, yeah.
It's available. So call John Ennis for real estate options. He'll take care of you. It's if you want to open an Italian restaurant, John Ennis Realty. No, but it will. Yeah, wow! What an incredible venue.
Man, grew up going there, having all my soccer and baseball and basketball team banquets there. You know, back when it had the
iconic, notorious,
what used to be the cave room. You know,
yeah,
it was kind of like walking
train
into a
sets.
cave. Yeah, and the train sets.
The front room with the sculptures, the outdoor. Yeah. I mean, wow.
And then even after, you know, obviously a lot of those memories are from what was
Franco's. Papa,
you know,
yeah.
Which was one of the, you know, which
like I know him or something.
Yeah, but then
sorry.
But then it became, you know, at some point after it shut down, Franca, one of the two daughters, the other daughter is Lita, she reopened it, and really for here more recently, it became quite the music venue, you know, and I mean, so credit, you know, and it has always been a great restaurant. And,
Claudio was in there.
Yeah, Claudio, and even before that, there's, you know, they had some open mic nights, and they were really, you know, kind of putting on a show. And
they had like dinner and a movie.
Yeah, I was about to say they had the theater, like a dinner theater scenario, and yeah. So I mean, you know, but yeah, you know, I guess time for somebody else to take over that historic place, and you know. Yeah,
I'm really curious to see what's gonna happen there. I'd like to see. You know, what transpires. Did you see that they, the location, which I had my eye on, which, you know, you can only do so many things, but I thought it would, you know, had some potential right there off of Nassau Road 1 in Egret Bay, El Camino, next to, I believe it's the cross-eyed seagull. Not the cockeyed seagull, right? It's the cross-eyed seagull.
Well, it was the cross-eyed back in the heyday, then it inverted into something else, and then the cockeyed more recently. Yeah.
So really,
it was really the cross-eyed back in the day. Which I know there's a cross-eyed in San Antonio.
Yeah.
Too, right. Yeah.
See, that threw me off. No, because I used to go there in San Antonio. I lived there for 7 years, and so I always like threw them. They confused me. But anyways, that venue is open, but next to it was for lease for a little while, and is now going to turn into a daiquiri place. Apparently.
Are you talking about the place like on the edge? Facing the road,
yeah.
Which
drive-through daiquiris.
Wow.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
man.
Nice.
Yeah.
That was a bank building back in the day. Then it turned into a personal fitness studio.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So back in the day, before I even started the Scene magazine, I mean, we're probably talking about like 2000-ish. The guy that worked for 94.5 The Buzz, Bob Livermore, he partnered with a guy that was a beer distributor. Bob Livermore's claim to fame was starting BuzzFest back in the day.
Oh, okay.
So they had a plan for kind of like a Kinko's / concept, but it was all marketing, like logo design and, you know, brochures and websites. It's gonna be called Marketing Plus, and that was just, and they were actually gonna acquire Barry Media Services, and then that was the spot that was gonna be located at. And then at the last second, I decided, I don't want you to acquire Barry Media Services. and Marketing Plus actually did happen. It never really happened down here. They had a couple spots up in Houston, but you know, here we are 20 plus years later, and Barry Media Services is still around, at least. Marketing Plus.
Bam!
Yeah, but it was a great idea. And actually, I almost took over a spot over in the old Challenger Plaza to become like kind of more like a Kinko's ad agency concept. I mean, I always loved the idea.
Kinko's, man, yeah.
But then the reason I didn't do it is because I'm like, man, I'm gonna have to be in there from like 8 o'clock until, you know, I'm gonna have to, you know, we're gonna have to man that place and
store.
Wait for people to walk in off the street and, you know, whatever. But so anyway, when I think of that spot, I've got a fond memory of that spot.
You know, I have a future memory, hopefully, of a spot that I really have my eye on, the old Perry's Steakhouse in Clear Lake. That's actually a really big venue, and I really think that could be something really cool. So we'll see what happens with that.
Well, think about how much money that place, and then what used to be Nympha's in that same shopping center right there,
which is now a Mexican restaurant.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Well, at one point it was Nympha's, Papa Fajitas. Then it turned into like Wolfie's. Then there was like a daycare, and now I think it's a restaurant again. Right?
Back to a Mexican restaurant. Yeah.
Probably best.
No, but it's not the same as the venue in the back. The venue in the back is
right. Well, they
classy
both.
joint. Yeah. I don't know. So we'll see what happens.
No,
but
both those spots were
not on the